I think you would be a fool to think that because you're the market leader, that no one can touch you. Everybody's a competitor. Even the kibanda is a competitor. Think about it this way. We're all competing for our wallet size. That's what we call it, yeah? I think you would be a fool to think that because you're the market leader, that no one can touch you, okay? Great organizations have failed by hubris and thinking that no one can touch me. Let me tell you, the greatest risk is when you're number one, because everybody's coming for your lunch. Everybody. They're just like, we can pick at this, we can pick at that, we can pick at this. Competition does great things. Competition allows you to up your game constantly. If you become complacent, you will fail. There's no question about it. It doesn't matter how good your product is. Yeah. Now more than ever, the consumer has choice. Whether you're in tech, whether you're in agri, whether you're in food, whether you're in clothing, and sometimes the competitor is unseen. Let me tell you this thing of Instagram and people selling things on Instagram and tech. You don't know who that competitor is, right? In our field, everybody has a dark kitchen. You know, if you think about, like, I hope you guys enjoyed our cake. But do you know how many people are baking from their homes? We don't even see them. You constantly have to think about what is competition doing better than you, because they're doing something better than you, right? And you have to decide where do you want to place yourself. So do you want to be the best in revenue? Do you want to be the best in product? So, and by the way, number 2 is not bad. I mean, let's be clear. Number 2 is not bad. It's just, what are you number 2 in? What is the place that you want to lead in? That's a passion project for us. Part of being business owners is responsibility for your community, whatever that responsibility you choose. Yeah. So for us, there are certain things that we have picked. Food security is one of them. You can't be in the food business and not think about those who do not have. And so for us, we've coupled it with food security and education. So partnering with Food for Education and Wawera and her team is about those students who go to school without food. So the first time I served at a Food for Education Java event, these little children came with boxes, yeah? And that's how because the schools don't have plates and so on. So we are feeding them, and we feed them every day. So it's not a token that on Christmas we come with cakes and chocolate and that. No. But what struck me was I was expecting a plate, and these kids come with a brick box or what was really heartbreaking is the children will only eat a quarter of that food and take the rest home for those who don't have food. And so the first time we did that, we thought, but we must feed them every day because they cannot think food is scarce. So food security was very important to us, and we continue to do that. And we have great partners. Stanbic Bank also helps with that. Ours is to make sure that these children go to school and get a meal. So food security is one of them. The arts is something that we support quite a bit. We've always supported it for 24 years. And then the environment. So we're doing quite a bit with the environment. Something interesting is we collect used cooking oil. So all the chips, we like chips a lot at Java. All the chips that we fry, let me tell you an interesting story. So when you go to your fish lady, everybody has a fish lady who fries for them fish. Have you ever seen the color of that mafuta?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So what happens is that Java only fries our chips up to a certain level. So what we do is we work with an organization that collects used cooking oil and turns it into biodiesel. So for us, it's very important to recycle that because we don't want that. Because after that we just had Mama Mboga in the nation. After that fish lady, yeah, it then ends up in our drains. and you wonder why we flood. So all of that, when you think about the environment, we're trying to stop it before that. So we recycle, use cooking oil, we plant trees, we clean. We probably don't tell that story very much, but it's not about telling the story. It's about what's important to us as a business. We had our first case of COVID. That was a Friday. On Sunday, Ministry of Health came out with these guidelines that no restaurants are operating, no dining. Okay. Monday morning, we could not open stores. Remember, I have 2,500 staff, suppliers. We're all sitting there and thinking, this thing will go in a week. Tutakuwa tu sawa. A week turned into a month, into 6 months. E-commerce. And even them, they didn't know what to do. What we call our aggregator partners didn't know what to do. They had 4 bikes. Now all of you are ordering your coffee. The 4 bikes can't get to all of you. And then all of you are panicking. You've all gone to buy tissue paper. What was that about, actually? But anyway, e-commerce became a thing. But it's not even so much e-commerce when we take post-COVID. It's about convenience, right? So it's not about COVID. It's what we call, it's the new normal. So for us, e-commerce is upwards of 10% of our business. It is here to stay. It is not going anywhere. And it's driven by 2, 3, 4 different things. It's driven by a new generation, right? Folks are not breaking up at Java. They are ghosting each other. They don't have to come in to break up. They are ghosting each other. Meetings are virtual. You're signing documents on, that portal where you sign. I'm showing my age. They're no longer messengers in offices, right? People are ordering. Well, I think maybe in government offices, bado wakona ile kibuyu, na mandazi, yeah, those ones are still there. But all of that has changed, right? So it's not COVID anymore. It's the consumer has changed. Remember I talked about listening to your consumer. Your consumer has changed. Your consumer, you don't know who they are anymore because they're ordering. Before, if you talk to people who have been our wait staff for many years, they knew the guy who came every day for a coffee. They knew the family that came every Sunday, right? Those guys, some of them still come, yeah, and the rest order. So how you interact even with your consumer has changed. So my feeling is that e-commerce is not going anywhere. It's just only going to grow. You have to grow with the times. What I love about e-commerce is, we're all leaving our digital footprint. That's solid gold. That's currency. Data is currency. Every time you order, I know who you are. I know what you ordered. I know you like a bit of extra sugar. So what does that do for the marketers and the tech people? Now I can target ads to you. I can tell you, if you always drink a mocha, do you know we have a new mocha? Would you like to try a new mocha? So tech and e-commerce to me is going to be new currency. And the more we adapt to it, the better we are. If you think about Amazon, what is Amazon? Amazon is a market. So you cannot not embrace e-commerce.